Hey, this is Aisha Desain with OpTv Global Headlines, starting with international stories of the day. US takes control of Kabul airport to evacuate its staff. US military planes are now landing, including one carrying US mariners. There have been a sense of panic at Kabul airport as desperate residents try to flee following the seizure of the Afghan capital by the Taliban. The US Army says soldiers shot two armed men, while 3 people are reported to have died after falling from the underside of a plane they were clinging to shortly after takeoff. The United Nations has asked the international community to let the Afghan refugees in and not deport those who are taking the risks to get away from the war-torn country. Secretary General Antonio Guterres calls on countries to unite to protect hard-won rights of women and to provide humanitarians with unimpeded access to deliver timely and life-saving services and aid. Pakistan has condemned India's obstructionist actions and headed for the country as New Delhi once again blocked its effort to participate in a UN Security Council debates on the Afghan situation. India, the Council current president, however, allowed the ambassador of the Ashraf Ghani government to address the emergency session. Protesters have gathered outside the White House in support of the people of Afghanistan, while United States President Joe Biden has said he stands squarely behind the U.S. exit from Afghanistan as he forces withering criticisms over the Taliban's lightning conquest of the war-torn country. He added that despite the messy pullout, there was never a good time to withdraw U.S. forces. A US administration official said that the Taliban will be denied access to any Afghan reserves held in US accounts. Any central bank assist the Afghan government has in the United States will not be made available to the Taliban. The US official added, according to the IMF, the central bank's gross reserves totaled $9.4 billion at the end of April. The US Defense Department announced that it is opening up to additional military base for arriving citizens of Afghanistan. Fort McKay in the state of Wisconsin and Fort Bliss in Texas will join the previously announced Fort Lee in Virginia as temporary home for about 22,000 projected Afghans who aided the US and its allies during the 20 Years' War. China is ready to deepen friendly and cooperative relations with Afghanistan, a government spokeswoman said after the Taliban seized control of the country. Beijing has sought to maintain unofficial ties with the Taliban throughout the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. Saudi Arabia stands with the choices of the Afghan people without interference as the Taliban took over the country. The Saudi Foreign Minister called on the Taliban and all Afghan parties to work to prevent security, stability, lives and properties in Afghanistan. Palestinian group Hamas hailed the departure of U.S. forces from war-torn Afghanistan. The end of the occupations by the Americans and their allies provides that victory is the destiny for the resident of the people, foremost of which is the struggle of our Palestinian people, the group said in a statement. Pakistani social entrepreneur and philanthropist Zain Ashraf has been honored with the United Nations Champion for Change Award for helping deserved people during the coronavirus pandemic. His organization said out provide around 1,400 families with interest-free loans to help them establish their own setups and help over 4,000 school drops to resume their education. The Library of Birmingham was lit up the color of Pakistani flag to mark Pakistan's 75th Independence Day, holding the Pakistani flags, dressing in green and white colored cloths and chanting slogans like Pakistan Zindabad, Chive Chive Pakistan and Dil Dil Pakistan. The crowd paid tribute to those who fought for the freedom to get a separate state. The United States administration has increased the amount of government-provided food assistance distributed to approximately 1 in 8 Americans each month. The U.S. Department of Agriculture announced an increase of over 25% for funds used to buy food that will be available starting in October to the 42 million people who receive food stamps. The death toll from service flood in Turkey Black Sea region has risen to 77, a total of 341 people in Bartın and 1,480 in Kastamonu and 560 in Sinop were vacated to safe areas, added the agency. Strong winds have fanned 2 wildfires outside Athens, threatening homes and forcing the vacated of villages. More than 500 wildfires have broken out in recent week across Greece, which has seen some of its highest temperature decades. We have next Pakistani news. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi slammed India for its partition and obstructionist actions after Pakistan was denied the opportunity to address the United Nations Security Council meeting on Afghanistan for the second time this month. Mr. Qureshi termed the development unfortunate and pointed out that after Afghanistan, it was Pakistan that had undeniably been a victim of the decades-long conflict in the neighboring country. Chief of the General Staff of the Armed Forces of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, General Fahad bin Hamid Al Rawleh, has called on Prime Minister Imran Khan in Islamabad. During the meeting, the Prime Minister underlined the importance Pakistan attaches to Saudi Arabia in bounding mutual cooperation and strengthening the people-to-people context. He said Pakistan is committed to maintaining the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Saudi Arabia. The words now of the sacrifice the Pakistan have made. Prominent representative of Pakistan to the United Nations, Munir Akram, said as he drew the international community attention towards Islamabad efforts for sustainable peace in Afghanistan. Ambassador Munir Akram says Pakistan engaging with Afghan leadership to seek political settlement. The Pakistan International Airlines will run special flights to bring back Pakistanis stuck in Afghanistan, according to a Foreign Office spokesperson Shahid Hafiz Chaudhry. He added that the Pakistan embassy in Kabul is open and making efforts to repatriate Pakistan stuck there. Special Assistant to Prime Minister on Sindh Affairs Arbab Ghulam Rahim said that Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf is forming an alliance with their political parties to give tough time to ruling PP government in Sindh province. The PTI leader claimed that Maulana Fazlur Rahman JUIF is also supporting PTI in Sindh to give tough time to PP in the next general elections. The Center for International Strategic Studies has underscored the need for building additional nuclear reactors to help meet Pakistani rising energy demands. A webinar on 55 years of nuclear power in Pakistan highlighted the role of peaceful uses of nuclear technology in socio-economic development, pursuit of sustainable development goals, and addressing energy needs of Pakistan. Pakistan People's Party has called for a democratic, inclusive and pluralistic Afghanistan in a meeting chaired by Chairman People's Party Bilawal Bhutto Zardari. The party also expressed concern for the potential challenges this could pose for the peace, stability and security of Pakistan. The special court has extended the interim pre-arrest bail of leader of opposition in National Assembly Shehbaz Sharif and his son Hamza Shehbaz in an inquiry into sugar scheme and money laundering charges. The lead counsel Amjad Parvez could not appear due to his appearance before the Lahore High Court. The District and Session Court in Islamabad extended the judicial remand of the main accused in the Nur Muqaddam murder case, Sahir Jafar, till 30 August. Magistrate Jawad also approved the police request for taking the DNA test of Jafar's two implies. A Pakistani teenager raised to United Kingdom has launched his platform in South Qumi to end corruption in Pakistan and to return their looted wealth to Pakistan from Britain. 16-year-old Shayan Ali blames from Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and PMLN for Pakistan wars. Pakistan launched its first ever e-taxi service for the northern areas. E-taxi will also preserve the natural beauty of areas up north, especially Gilgit-Baltistan, by lowering carbon emissions and air pollution. The taxi service will initially be run from Islamabad to Murree and Natya Gali to route will later be extended to other hilly areas. Health news. COVID-19 hospitalization in the United States have been growing for more than a month. At the current pace, more than 2,500 patients added each day over the past week. According to data from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Florida and Louisiana are now reporting a record number of COVID-19 hospital admissions. Vaccine advisor to U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention Board to recommended an extra dose of COVID-19 vaccine for some immunocompromised people. The U.S. Food and Drugs Administration gave emergency use authorizations for a third dose in certain patients who are likely to have had a poor immune response to dose of either Pfizer or Moderna vaccine. Pakistan reported 3,221 new coronavirus cases Tuesday morning as the country continued its uphill battle against the fourth wave of the pandemic. The National Command and Operations Center state also showed that 4,291 people recovered from their infection in the last 24 hours, while another 95 people died. The country COVID-19 positivity rate now stands at 6.68%. Sports news. The fate of the one-day international cricket series between Pakistan and Afghanistan hangs in balance amid the current political situation in Afghanistan. The Pakistan Cricket Board has connected the Afghanistan Cricket Board to assess if there will be a bilateral ODI series or not, hoping to get a final response from the Afghan cricket body in the next few days. The ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2021, UAE and Oman will get underway from October 17, with their final match to be played in Dubai on November 14. The International Cricket Council has announced Group 2 will commence with a heavyweight clash between India and Pakistan in Dubai on 24 October at 6 p.m. local time. Cyclists from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa clinched their top 3 position and the trophy of the All-Pakistan Azadi Cup mountain bike cycle race. A 35-kilometer race from Abbottabad to Natia Gali was organized by the Pakistan Cycling Federation with the collaboration of the KP Cycling Association and Directorate of Sport Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Entertainment news. A Pakistani short film titled Bhai has just made it one of the most prestigious film festivals in the world, the Toronto International Film Festival. The film is about two brothers, one who is on the autism spectrum, explore the choices we make, scheme, trauma and brotherhood. It will be screened at the festival in September. Rahat Fateh Ali Khan shared a heartfelt tribute to Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan on his 24th death anniversary, taking to Instagram or said, "There can only be one Nusrat, my mentor, my teacher and my ustad." The executive producer of Stranger Things gave some serious update about the highly anticipated show's 4th season. Sean Levy assured fans that the complexity of season 4 is taking a lot of time because it is a super worth the wait. Nicole Kidman series 9 Perfect Strangers is full of mind-twisting drama and suspense. The artist said it kind of delves into some of the biggest existentialist questions. And what is reality? The series is adapted by David E. Kelley and John Henry Burton from Leah Murray 2018 novel of the same name. Business news. President of Pakistan Dr. Arif Alvi arrested a Turkish businessman to take advantage of Pakistan business-friendly environment and invest the mining, IT, finance, industrial and tourism sectors. He expressed these views during a meeting with a delegation of leading Turkish companies which called on him in Pakistan. The gold price registered an increase of 450 rupees per tola in the domestic market of Pakistan. A tola of precious metal now costs 1,550 rupees. The price of 10 gram of gold went up by 386 rupees to 93,931 rupees. The United States dollar witnessed a spike in interbank against the Pakistani rupee. The US dollar surged by 20 paisa, reaching Rs 164.20 rupees in the interbank. Pakistan dollars denominated pounds come under selling pressure as Taliban fighters overthrew the US-backed Ashraf Ghani government in Afghanistan to seize Kabul, with the price of 5, 10 and 30 years majority papers dropping by 1.4%, 1.7% and 1.8%. Pakistan bonds were the worst performers among the emerging market peers according to a Bloomberg Barclays index. The Federal Board of Revenue has issued SRO 1271-12021 for the fixation of the value of the domestically produced white crystalline sugar. The FBR has fixed rupees 72.22 per kg as the ex-mill value of white crystalline sugar for the purpose of assessment of sales tax. That's all from this bulletin.